Ziggy Antanaja for seconds out. Delighted to be joined by Matchroom CEO Frank Smith. How are we, mate?
Very good, mate. How are you?
Very good. A neighbour of mine as well, actually.
I know.
It's nice to be down local for once,
It's
actually.
nice not to have to travel anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, let's get started. The Netflix doc, something I want to get onto. I've been filming for a little while. Just talk to me about that whole process and finally seeing something like that come to fruition.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's something we worked on for a long time. Like I say, I've been filming for a year, and it's going to be great to see the background. Like, I watch a lot of those things. I'm not interested in most sports, but I watch the background and what goes on in the background of these businesses, and that's what interests me. I think a lot of people get behind it. You know, Box to Box, who put it on, they produce Drive to Survive, obviously Netflix, huge platform for it. So I'm excited to see it.
Obviously, I've heard a few rumblings of the DAZN deal. Can you just talk to me about that and the status of that, and then what you're looking to do, obviously, with DAZN as your partner going forward?
Yeah, look, we were in a great place with DAZN. We made, a leap with them early on in 2018 in the US and then 2021 in the UK. And we've had a great relationship and continue to have a great relationship. Excited about what the future holds. Undoubtedly, DAZN is the home of boxing globally. And as we always say, our vision with boxing is a global vision. And that's something we'll continue to push on with DAZN.
Something I need to talk to you about. Obviously, we heard the major announcement last night. Jake Paul, Gervonta Davis. I mean, from left field, we were hearing for a while that Jake Paul was going to take on Anthony Joshua. Can you just talk to me about where the negotiations maybe broke down and sort of what your thoughts are on that fight?
I think it can still happen. I think that fight can still happen. Obviously, AJ was the plan was really looking into early part of next year for that. Look, I can't really. It's a wild world we live in. People want to see wild things. That's a wild thing, isn't it? Tank, Jake Paul. Let's see what happens.
Does the size difference make it? Does that impact the fight at all? I mean, it's an exhibition. Like, what can you read into any of this?
I mean, my only comparison is I've sparred Dave Coldwell, who weighs about half my weight, who threw me around the ring, basically.
Yeah.
So, I think Jake Paul has definitely improved, but he's not an elite boxer, is it?
No.
And Tank is an elite fighter. So yeah, it's an interesting time. It's going to be interesting to see what happens there.
Obviously, Tank holds a world title as well. Do you think that maybe he shouldn't be holding a world title if you're going to take a fight like a Jake Paul, for example?
Yeah, I think unless you're fighting at a higher weight or there's a real reason, I think the belt shouldn't be held up. And I think other fighters should get their opportunity to fight for that belt, is my opinion on it.
To Eubank, Benn too. We've seen the announcements. We saw a little video from Chris yesterday. The games have begun. Can you just talk to him about getting into the rematch and the whole build-up that's going to ensue?
Yeah, look, it was always a two-fight deal. It was a fight that we always knew would be next. It's going to be entertaining. The first one was very entertaining. The build-up was entertaining. It was probably one of the best fights of recent times. This is going to be no different. There's still a lot of dislike between the two of them. And I'm sure when you see that press conference, which we'll have news on very soon, it's going to carry on like nothing's changed.
I'm looking forward to that one. Obviously, the fight, a lot's made of the weight, 160 for Eubank. Do you see that playing any big of a factor than it did in the first fight in the rematch?
No, look, I think he's always been, the 160 has always been his natural weight. It's the weight he's made for a long time. Don't get me wrong, I don't think it's been easy. But that's the weight he's at. When he went to 168, he was too small for 168. He had 2 or 3 fights there, I think, during the World Boxing Super Series. And that's his weight. That's what weight he'd be fighting other world titles at, apart from a Canelo fight that was discussed. So, I don't think so. We get asked a lot about it, but ultimately it's up to his team to decide whether he should be doing that or not. Not us. At the end of the day, both sides have moved to make the fight. Connor's moved a long way up, whether people want to think it or believe it or agree it, and Chris has agreed to do 160 with the second day weigh-in. And they're both big boys, and they decided on their own terms that they want to do it.
Yeah. Obviously, someone part of Chris's team, we don't really know yet, is Ben Shalom. Obviously, the BBC deal. Can you talk to me about that and where you see sort of Ben Shalom's future in boxing? We still don't know too much about it. We haven't heard from him, actually. What are your thoughts on it all?
Yeah, I mean, no one's heard from him, I don't think. He's been very quiet. I'm sure he's working in the background to get things together. Wish him all the best of luck with it. He's not my cup of tea. My view on the deal, I think it's going to be very hard to be successful. Because he had a big deal, 32 million quid, I think, over 4 years, and he couldn't deliver with it. So how's he going to be able to deliver now? I think he has to change his mindset of what level of promoter he's at. But yeah,
Daniel Dubois, big signing for the Matchroom Gym, and Tony Sims. How do you see that partnership going? Obviously, Tony Sims building a hell of a gym now. How do you see that sort of partnership developing over the years?
It's good. Tony's a great trainer, and I think for Daniel having young fighters around him who are driven is going to only help him. And yeah, like I say, Tony pushes the fighters very hard, so I'm happy for Tony as well.
We got the small matter of Crolla Donovan in Belfast.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for that fight. Can you talk to me how big an event that is? It has an almost Froch Groves element to it. Obviously, with the controversy in the first fight. Just talk to me about what you're thinking going into that rematch.
Yeah, 100%. Look, 20,000 people going to be at Windsor Park on September 13th. This is a special night. The atmosphere is going to be unlike anything else we've seen in a long time. And these are the kind of nights we need to make in British boxing. So I mix up British and Irish boxing, obviously, but I'm excited for it. First time 2 Irishmen have fought for a world title on home soil, which is quite amazing.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an amazing night there. And there's obviously the history between the two, the way it ended the first time round. And that's why we're seeing this again. And I think as the fight draws closer, you'll see some more spite between the two of those.
Quickly skim through the schedule. Obviously, we've got Alan Makhmoudov in Sheffield. That's an incredible fight. Boots Ennis versus Lima as well, going on the same day. Talk to you about how that's all going to work and what you're thinking from those fights.
Yeah, look, our business is global. September 6th as well. We've got Sunderland, Adam Macca's on there, obviously, while we're here today. Yeah. There he is, the superstar, Albanian superstar over there. September 6th, we're there. We're in Mexico. September 13th, as we said, Belfast. October 11, back-to-back shows in both Philly and Sheffield. It's going to be a great night. It's going to be back-to-back. Oh, here he comes. Look, I thought he was jumping in my interview. He's a much better talker than me. Here he comes now.
He's jumping in.
He's Macca. Macca, sell the October 11th show, mate, in Sheffield.
All right, so we got Dave Allen versus, is it Makhmoudov? Yeah. So Dave, brilliant fighter. We love Dave Allen. He can get through them 12 rounds, no problem, but I think he's going to get him out in 4 or 5.
Who wins, Boston or Fawaz?
Good rematch, that.
Boston wins that. Obviously, we've got Leo Atang, superstar on the card, so he's who I'm mainly excited to see.
Buy a ticket, see? Done.
Master salesman.
You get to see Leo Atang.
He's coming for Eddie's
and
shop.
Conway Liddard, mate, October 17th, with this man on the undercard again. He's boxing, a bit too much, actually. Yeah. But, don't miss it.
It's going to be a great night.
Buy the tickets, watch it all on DAZN. Here he is, superstar Machino, dressed up like a star.
What an exit. Frank Smith, thank you very much for your time.